good afternoon, good evening, whatever this and this. This is Tanks and Tutties, brought to you by Tubbs and Frankie. Hey, everybody. It's been a minute. Let's get it out of the way real quick. I was the reason that we did not record last week.
Twice.
As you can tell, I sound like shit. I had the flu. I ended up testing positive for the flu on Thursday. But Tuesday and Wednesday, man, I could not get out of bed. I don't know if I told you this, Frankie, but on Tuesday and Wednesday, I didn't do the actual math, but I definitely slept more than I was awake. I think I was awake for maybe 6 hours total those 2 days. I didn't eat a thing. I barely got out of bed until Friday.
Sounds like your immune system is a bitch because every time you get sick, you're knocked out cold for 3 days at a minimum.
Yeah, this is now the last time I was sick. We ended up toughing it out and we recorded the episode. But 3 years ago there when I got the flu, I just didn't leave my room for a week.
Yeah,
it wipes me out. But this is your lesson to get your flu shots because I didn't, and this is what happens. So I apologize for sounding like shit, but there's literally nothing I can do about it. You're probably gonna hear me cough. I'm gonna have to clear my throat a lot. And I sound like I swallowed a bag of cocks. But there's nothing we can do about it. So unfortunately, we missed the divisional recap. We'll hit that a little bit here, but not crazy. We're going to do a new segment. The news written by the other person. It's edgy. It's fun. Don't take it to heart.
We still need a name for it, so.
Still working on the name. We're probably going to throw in another segment as well since football's wrapped up now and there's not a lot of baseball news anymore. Long shots are going to get weird, too.
I believe 58 days away from opening day.
Nice.
Opening day schedule got released today.
Baseball will be fun for about 2 months, and then I'll start complaining that I want football. So, but, yeah, we're going to recap the conference games. We're going to do a Super Bowl preview and predictions, small amount of college football news, and then Frankie's got one hell of a do-not-bet list for good reason. I'm sure he'll talk about it. And then I'm going to wrap us up with the roulette and send you on your way. So do you want to talk about our last 2 weekends, or do you want to just hit last weekend? How do you want to
I don't really remember 2 weekends ago, to be honest with you. I can just do this weekend.
Let's do that.
All right, how was your weekend?
Oh, you want me to go first?
Yeah, sure.
Oh, what a great guy. I didn't do a goddamn thing. I've started to shop for some house things. Got the house for now. Still got to do a bunch of shit. But did a little house shopping from home and watched some football, man. I was still feeling like shit, so I didn't work out. I didn't go out. I didn't do anything. I just sat at home. So, hey, how was your weekend, man?
My weekend was crazy, to be honest. I didn't really do that much, but I started my new job this Monday, so kind of had the weekend off to relax. Actually, I take that back. I had to work last Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, and I was bartending. So Friday night I closed. I was at the bar until about 3 working. Got home and had to be back to work at 10 a.m. the next day. And I didn't fall asleep until 6 a.m. that day. And then I woke up at 6:30 feeling like I had to vomit everywhere. Fell back asleep at 6:45 until my alarm went off at 8:30. Then I got up and went to work and worked from 10 until 5 on about an hour and a half of sleep that day. Got home, chilled out. Sunday, watched football. Monday, I'm going to take this into the beginning of the week because my Monday was electric. I had to say it. But so Monday, I started my new job, which is fully remote, working for a pretty big company, Harley Davidson. And then Paige gets home from her work and walks in the house and looks at me and says, I just got accepted to Tennessee. So newsflash, I'll be moving to Memphis here in the next 6 months, probably in June. And yeah, I'm going to be a volunteer. Well, I'm not directly going to be a volunteer, but it's going to be a volunteer in the family.
This is the death of the podcast.
It's not. We
podcast
do this fully by stream, so
there will be no more. Oh, I'm going to see Frankie this weekend. It'll be a fun recap. Nope, never going to see him again.
There's going to be huge weekend recaps now if we do see each other because
yeah, once a year.
Either you'll be coming to Tennessee or I'll be coming back to Michigan.
We got to do it once. Rocky Top, oh,
Rocky Top. Rocky Top, Tennessee.
All right, yep. Maybe we'll start the show with that when you formally move down there. Your first episode in Tennessee, instead of our normal intro, you hit the Rocky Top. That'd be kind of dope.
That would be sweet.
I don't know if that's possible, but hey. Oh, was that it? I'm sorry.
Yeah, that was it. That was it.
Oh, okay, cool. So let's get right into our locks and long shots then, I guess. For my locks, I think I spite bet Bills -5 because you took the Bengals.
You did.
So that was a bad bet. The Bills lost, so that was an L. But I did have the under in the Cowboys-49ers game. That game finished 19-12, so that's a dub. This week we're looking to next week because I got to figure out how to do my locks and long shots now because hockey and basketball, they don't post lines past like today. So that'd be kind of silly. But I'm just going to go ahead and take the Chiefs +1.5 in the Super Bowl right now. The Chiefs are so good. Patrick Mahomes is so good. I think the Eagles are bound to get exposed eventually. We'll talk about that in our preview later. But I like Chiefs +1.5. And then for long shots, the Jags almost had the Chiefs. They lost by 7. They covered. But they had a chance. But that was an L. So we're 12-20 on the long shots now. But this week we're just going to look next week again. Chiefs +1.5 and the over 49.5. I think it's a really fun game, high scoring. So I think the over hit just fine. And I think the Chiefs pull it out. So what do you got, locks and long shots?
So my locks 2 weeks ago, whatever, I had the Bengals +5. Obviously that hit. They beat the Bills. Ended up losing, so that was tough. But this week, if anyone has been on our Twitter, I made a long thread about college basketball, did a deep dive in college basketball stats, including over-unders and spreads. FAU men's basketball, they are number 19 in the country right now, 21-1. And on Thursday, they go play UAB, who is another team on my trends list for the under. FAU doesn't lose against the spread. When I found this stat, they were like 14-3 against the spread, and they were covering on average by like 8 points every game. It just wasn't even close.
Wow.
So I started betting them, and honestly, like I bet them last week, and they were -9. They're up 7 with like 3 minutes to go, and I was like, "Ooh, I don't know about this." They ended up winning by 19. They just they save it all for the end, and then they just go on huge runs to end the game and cover the spread. And I love it. So this week, FAU on Thursday at UAB. For some reason, ESPN is showing that they have a 40% chance to win. UAB is 15-7. As I said, FAU is 21-1. If they give them a plus number, I'm taking straight up money line, but I'm taking the spread regardless. So, and then I still am waiting on the AFC to win the Super Bowl. Not going to lie, I'm nervous about that. I don't know how you feel about that.
I'm very confident still. The Eagles, we've said all year, they're frauds. I'm starting to think Jalen Hurts isn't. He's a very good quarterback. But it's the Chiefs. You got to be confident in the Chiefs. It's Patrick Mahomes.
I know. I don't know. It just anything can happen in the Super Bowl. But long shots. Long shots are tough, which maybe I should change this week. I'm 0-6 on long shots. Both my Super Bowl futures lost. Had the Bills win the Super Bowl. That was fine because I had the Bengals to beat the 49ers. Niners didn't have a quarterback, so they lost. And then the Bengals got exposed by the refs, I guess you could say. I don't know. It was a weird game. Both lost. Anyways, this week, though, I made a huge announcement on TikTok today and on Twitter. I'm starting my own 10-day 10K challenge. Day 1 starts tonight. And
starting
about
another.
Yeah, oh, yeah, sorry. For about the third time. I finished one yesterday, lost on day 6. Decided to restart today. I'm actually running 2 right now, one of my own and one I'm following somebody else. But yeah, that's my long shot this week, the 10-day 10K challenge. Hopefully by next week we're on day 7 and cruising, but no guarantees. So.
All right, so now we're gonna start with this news written by the other person. We'll think of a name. We'll brainstorm throughout this week because I think this should be a thing we do. It's fun. It's edgy. So do you want me to start or do you want to start?
Well, since I have 3 and you have 1, I say you should start.
All right, I'll read the first 2 and then I'll save the last, the Lakers one.
Okay.
All right, so we both have not read these. We're just gonna read them live and hope the other person doesn't do us dirty. I told Frankie mine's edgy, but it's not bad. So, starting out here, we've got Darius Miles. Should I give some context or just go?
Just go.
Okay. Former Alabama men's basketball player Darius Miles has been charged with capital murder after shooting and killing a 23-year-old a few weeks ago. Like Miles' coach, investigators are still trying to determine if he was the shooter. It seems as though he may be better at passing off his gun than the ball. So, as you guys can see, I had no idea that was coming. Wow. All right.
That was
next one here.
Kind of weird. I mean,
yeah, he out of nowhere. It's like, oh yeah, capital murder. Capital murder is like the worst one.
you get death penalty.
Yeah, but hey, not a very good shooter because he didn't get any minutes clearly. So that was fucked. Last Monday, Kylian Mbappe scored 5 goals versus Pays de Castle in PSG's 7-0 rout during the round of 32 of the French Cup. Mbappe becomes the first player in PSG's history to score that many and embarrass me by scoring more in 90 minutes than I have in 23 years of my life. Oh, shit. I was wondering where that one was going.
Wow, I can't believe you just admitted that straight on a podcast.
Oh, my God. That was good. Oh, fuck. All right, you want to read yours now?
Yeah, so the Houston Texans today announced that they have agreed to terms with D'Amico Ryan to be the next great head coach. That is great. Another black head coach. Progress, finally. Thank you, NFL. I finally see that you're progressing past the 1940s attitude. Oh, wait. This just in, folks. 1 of 3 black head coaches previously was fired. So we still have the same number, but congrats, D'Amico. Yeah.
Man, yours is so much fucking better. Yeah, so D'Amico Ryans, the 49ers defensive coordinator, was hired as the Texans head coach, and everybody's like, oh, yeah, great, another black head coach. This is the progress we need, blah, blah, blah. I don't think people realize Lovie Smith was fired from that position previously. So they didn't increase the number of black head coaches. They're staying the same.
And Mike Tomlin was almost fired.
Yeah, apparently 3 is enough for Roger Goodell. Because you got Mike Tomlin, now you got D'Amico Ryans, and I guess we're counting Saleh? Is that the 3rd? I think
that
that's
can't
the
be
third.
the 3rd.
Yeah. I mean, Eric Bieniemy should be a coach.
100%. It should have been last year.
I think it's Saleh. I was thinking about it earlier. I could not think of who the 3rd. Oh, is it the Bucs coach? What's his name?
He was fired too, wasn't he?
Not yet, I don't think.
Todd Bowles?
What's his name? Todd Bowles, yeah. He's a coach.
Yeah,
he's
an idiot.
He's probably going to get fired. All right, so the last one here. The LA Lakers finalized the trade with the Washington Wizards last Monday, sending Rui Hachimura to LA for Kendrick Nunn and 3 second-round picks. The Lakers will now have Thomas Bryant, his doppelganger, and 2 pieces of garbage to go along with their 12th best record in the conference. Lakers fans can at least be excited to celebrate a potential play-in tourney berth. On the bright side, Lakers fans can celebrate a Super Bowl win for whatever team they choose to follow next.
Shout out to our boy Javi, big Chiefs fan.
Shout out to Javi, big Chiefs fan, big Rams fan last year too.
So do we think he sticks with the Chiefs or is he going Eagles?
He'll probably stick with the Chiefs. Him and Mahomes have that weird relationship. I don't know what his deal is with Mahomes.
Him and Mahomes.
But I think he's on the Chiefs.
Probably.
He's my homeboy. So yeah, that was fun. We're gonna keep that a thing. I did mine before we recorded, so I'll do better next time. But yours were really fucking good. You can tell some thought went into those.
I took my time.
Yeah, I just scrambled to put one together. But next week we'll put some time into it, and we'll get something good going. I wanted to do one for Sean Payton, but I couldn't think of anything on the spot, so that's why I just went with D'Amico Ryan. Divisional recap. I'm going to hit these quick, and then you can jump in at any point. The Eagles absolutely decimated the Giants. That game was never close from the jump. The Giants had no shot. Danny Dimes is not who people thought he was. He probably shouldn't get the big extension he's going to, and it's going to be laughable when we look back at 5 years and see his contract.
Saquon. What do you think?
Is he a free agent?
He will be, I think.
I think he's got one more year.
I'm going to look right now, but I'm like 95% sure he's a free agent.
He should leave, or you could look at it as, I'm all this team has, I'm going to put up stats.
He will be.
The Giants need to get some damn receivers.
He will be a free agent.
Is he?
Yep.
I can't even tell if Danny Dimes is bad because he's got literally nobody to throw to. Galladay can't catch anymore. And then his wide receiver 2 is what? Hodgins? A guy I've never heard of?
Or Richie James. I don't know.
Yeah, they need to get some receivers up there. The Bengals, dare I say, dominated the Bills. They won what? 27-10?
Yeah.
So
So
it was never really even close.
the score actually made the game look a lot closer than it was, which says a lot because the score wasn't close. Yeah, Burrow just owned them, and I like the Bills, but you have to ask, do they choke? Do they what is it? Are they just not that team? Is Josh Allen not as good in the playoff? What is it? I get that there was a lot of stress and everything that was going on with the team, but we've seen them go to the playoffs now how many years in a row, and nothing has come from it. And they've been the Super Bowl favorites the last 2 years.
In the last 2, though, the way that I look at it, they lost to the Chiefs last year, who are a very good team always. And then this year they lost to the Bengals, who are on the up and up. Now, that's the correct question to ask, though, because they were clearly favorited, and they just didn't look good. Josh Allen didn't look good. The run game wasn't there. So, can they get it done? Who knows? But I love the Bills, man. I'd love to see them do it.
In the next 5 years, how many Super Bowls do the Bills appear in?
1. They'll make 1 in 5 years. I think they'll win it, too. I think once they get there, they'll win it. I thought this year was the year, dude. I mean, the story was there with DeMar Hamlin, and, I mean, the script was writing itself. And Joe Burrow said, nah, sorry, man. It's my time.
Yeah.
Joe Burrow's a very good quarterback, by the way. Very good quarterback.
With Joe Burrow, have you seen the whole discussion of ranking the AFC quarterbacks and everything, and who's where?
Burrow's the second best quarterback in the AFC.
I was gonna say I honestly might put Burrow number 2 and Josh Allen 3.
Dude, Josh Allen, I think there's a little bit too much bias with Allen because he's so lovable. But I don't know. I don't know where I'm going with this. He's still a very good quarterback, but he's not the best quarterback in the NFL. People were shitty about missing a week. All right, we are back. We experienced some technical difficulties, so you probably just finished hearing us talk about the Bengals and the Bills, and my disk storage was full, so my recording stopped. I started another one. It's actually currently Wednesday. We recorded the full episode on Tuesday. We picked it up, finished it, and it didn't save the rest of it, so we're just going to pick up where we were. So the 49ers, they snuck past the Cowboys in the divisional round. So I looked at it, because don't remember these games much since we were gone, but the 49ers were actually not really controlling this game the way I thought I remembered. They went up 3-0, and then Dallas went up 6-3. 49ers tied it up. They went up 9-6 at halftime. And then Brett Maher kicked a 25-yard field goal to make it 9-9. And then the 49ers scored to make it 16-9. Cowboys got another field goal. 49ers got another field goal. So that game was a loser. All that matters is that we both had the under, correct? You said you had the under, right?
Yeah.
This is crazy. I'm going to be able to predict the future now because I remember from yesterday. And then Chiefs handled the Jags. The Jags were kind of in it, but they covered. But the Chiefs ended up winning it. Got onto the conference championship.
It was a lot of garbage time stuff there, so.
Yep, the Jags, they kicked a field goal with like a minute left to cover. Obviously trying the onside kick. I had him as my long shot. Fortunately, didn't pan out. The Jags, they could be a team in the future. What do you think of that? They could be a team in the future.
Yeah, I think they'll be good. I mean, Trevor Lawrence has proven that he is a decent quarterback, and a lot of his issues last year were Urban Meyer. So now that they have Doug Peterson being the coach that he is, I think they will be good for the future here. They get Calvin Ridley next year, and Christian Kirk, and Evan Ingram, and, a fully healthy Jags team with a decent draft. I don't know. I think they could be decent.
I think they need one more weapon.
And I like the
Jags.
Jags. Like, I do like the Jags. Like, if I had to pick an AFC team, I'd potentially think about picking the Jags if I didn't pick the Bengals,
Right. Mr. fucking Fairweather over here.
Before we go any further, we did talk about Sean Payton yesterday when we were recording, and that got cut out.
Yep. So Sean Payton to the Broncos. I know they got a first and a second, and I think the Saints gave them a third as well as Sean Payton. So coach trades are always so fun because you don't really expect it. But this is honestly the perfect situation. It's literally what he had in New Orleans, but in Denver now. He's got an aging quarterback, but Russ isn't that old. He's not as old as Drew Brees was. And he's got a good defense again. They've got a bunch of weapons. I feel like the Broncos will be just fine next year with Sean Payton.
So do I.
Hackett was just a fucking idiot.
I don't know if I'd go that far and say he was an idiot. I think he was a good coach, just wasn't a good fit for the system. I shouldn't say he's a good coach. He will be a good coach. Not sure if he'll be a good head coach. He's a great offensive coordinator.
Yeah, I think he's going to be a career coordinator.
I said yesterday that I think the Saints and the Broncos are very similar systems. And as far as like the types of plays they like to run, the way the organization is ran, like I think the Saints are very hands-on, as are the Broncos. Mm-hmm. So I think it's probably a good fit for Peyton. We'll just have to see, seeing as though he has taken 2 years off.
Also announced today, Tom Brady is retiring.
Yes.
That was kind of maybe a blessing that my recording shit the bed, because we found out today Tom Brady, he announced that he's actually done this time. And I personally, when I heard the news, I literally laughed and I went, I won't believe it until we're in week 1 of next year. Because this literally happened last year. On this day last year, he announced his retirement. Then he came back.
I was going to ask how you thought about it and what you were thinking.
With the amount of teams that need a quarterback, the amount of good teams too, he could go to the 49ers, the Raiders, the Dolphins. There's so many good, decent teams that need a quarterback, and he could go play there and just probably waltz. If he went and was the 49ers, think about it this way. Goes to the 49ers, right? Gets in front of Trey Lance. He get 1-year deal with that defense that's returning almost everybody, the best defense in the league. You got the weapons. I think he could do it. I could see him playing for the 49ers next year.
Do you think he cares about winning a Super Bowl anymore, though? Or you think he's just like, you know what, my body is so beat up?
I don't know why. Your marriage is already ruined, so why not just go get more money and do what you love? But he does have that deal with Fox where he was going to be the highest paid color commentator, I believe. Or was he a pregame host?
Maybe he's going to go back to Giselle.
Nah, she's moved on, bro. She's with that Brazilian trainer.
Oh, yeah, her trainer who was probably giving her a little bit of a side lesson there.
Yeah, oh, yeah. They've been doing it for years, bro.
100%.
Years. So it'll be interesting to see, but we won't. I won't believe it until week 1. I won't be able to say, oh, Tom Brady's actually done, because he literally did this last year and came back. So.
Yeah.
I
actually hold up. Because of Tom Brady, I want to say that I think that means that Aaron Rodgers is going to come back next year.
Why does that make you say that? He's
going
to come back to the Packers or come back and play?
No, he's just going to play. Because Rodgers does not want to retire the same year as Brady, because that means when they're both eligible for the Hall of Fame.
Oh.
Only one will get in at a time.
No, they would both get in.
They're not going to
100%
both be
they'd both
first
get in.
ballots on the same ballot.
I think they would.
I
They're
think
two
they
of
would
the greatest quarterbacks ever. Tom Brady's the best quarterback, and Rodgers is top
Okay, but
5.
Rodgers is selfish. I don't think he wants to share a Hall of Fame entrance.
That I
Tom
agree
Brady.
with. I think they'd both get in, but I don't think he wants to share the glory. But it's sad, man. That's our childhood. Like Drew Brees, Big Ben, Tom Brady, Aaron Rodgers, and I'm
Peyton
missing
Manning,
one
Phillip
more.
Rivers.
Peyton Manning, Phillip Rivers. Like
Drew
those were
Brees.
our childhood quarterbacks. Like it's sad,
It's the
man.
end of an era.
It's sad. Rodgers is the only one that can keep coming back and disappointing us. So hopefully he does it again this year.
Well, we still have Matt Stafford for that too.
Yeah, that's true. But he was a little bit after though. Like he got drafted in I think 08.
I was going to say 08.
So that was a little bit after them, but he's done too soon.
Yeah.
Conference recap. I believe if the 49ers had a quarterback, they would have won the Super Bowl this year with how good their defense was. The Eagles, I still want to call them frauds because, like, I get it. They're in a Super Bowl. It's hard to call them frauds, but they had played the easiest playoff schedule of all time based off strength of opponent. I don't know how that's calculated. I saw it in a tweet. They had the easiest strength of schedule this season. And then their hardest opponent, they played a fourth-string quarterback. Would have been a fourth-string quarterback the first play of the year, or in the first game of the year. So, like, they beat who they play. I get it, but I don't think they get exposed. But I'm heavy on the Chiefs, man. The 49ers, man. Imagine if Trey Lance was healthy and played all year, I don't even think they would have made the playoffs. He would have been growing. He would have been learning. Brock Purdy was somehow amazing, but their defense kept them in every fucking game, and they just popped off. So imagine if Jimmy G didn't get hurt. Like, he's a decent quarterback.
I just want you to remember for future, you said that, Trey Lance, if he played the full year, he'd grow and probably be good, and the 49ers probably still would have made the playoffs, correct?
No, I said I don't think they would have with Trey Lance.
Oh.
I think he would have been growing, and he would have lost them some games. They might have
Never
still
mind then.
made the playoffs, but
Never mind then.
but
I just wanted you to
just
keep that in
What do you
reference
think-
for next year when, there might be some other growing quarterbacks coming into the league and
yeah.
getting their
Gotta
play
let
time.
them, gotta let them learn. Yeah. What do you think about the Eagles? Are you still on the fraud train, or are you coming off of it?
I don't know if I was ever fully in the Eagles are frauds talk.
Yeah, we were more heavy on the Vikings, and we were goddamn right about that.
Yeah, I knew the Vikings were frauds, but no, I think the Eagles are good. Like, I look at their roster. Their defense, very good. Big name players. Their
Defense is okay.
I debatable. I would say that their defense is pretty good. Anyways, offense. I mean, A.J. Brown, Devonta Smith, Jalen Hurts, Miles Sanders, Dallas
Miles Sanders
Goedert,
popped off this year.
Yes.
After
and
not
I think
scored a
he's
touchdown
also a
last
free
year.
agent.
Didn't score a touchdown last year. I think he had 13 this year. That's crazy.
But, yeah, I'm pretty sure he's a free agent as well. So I guess we'll see where he ends up. But, yeah, I don't think that the Eagles are frauds. I know we have the lock for the AFC to win the Super Bowl. Not going to lie, I'm kind of worried.
I don't think you
the
should
Eagles
be
could
worried.
beat 'em.
I think it's going to be a great matchup. It'll be a fun Super Bowl. That's all I really want. But I think the Chiefs pull it out, man. We'll get into that. Let's save that for our
Next
Super
week's
Bowl
going to
preview.
be a great episode.
The Chiefs survived Burrowhead. I almost feel a little bit bad for Joe Burrow because he's not cocky. Like, he dresses cool and he's got swag, but he's not cocky. He's not in the
literally just
media.
Joe Cool.
Yeah, he's not in the media calling it Burrowhead. It was the mayor of Cincinnati that called it Burrowhead. And did you see he said that Patrick Mahomes should get a DNA test done to see if Joe Burrow's his daddy?
I watched
Dude.
that entire press conference statement that he made. That takes balls.
You are the mayor of a major city. Why don't you, literally, Travis Kelce said it right. Stay in your lane, dude. It's not, stay in your fucking lane. And I get it. You got to pump up the city, but fuck, man. You built it up for a big letdown. I'm pretty sure
that mayor has done some other things in the past too that were like, what are you doing, bro? Like other
Skyline chili on the
sports-related
daily,
things.
so
Yeah, that's true.
probably shits his brains out. Doesn't know how to talk. Let's talk about the last play of the game. So don't remember his name, but the linebacker comes over.
Osai.
Hits Mahomes late. Questionable
Bad
on the
call.
late, I guess. I thought it was a good call. And then the Chiefs' next play, they kicked the field goal to go to the AFC Championship. Now, you thought it was a bad call. Let me explain why I thought it was a good call. First of all, they were in Kansas City. I think if they were in Cincinnati, that call does not get called, and we go to overtime. But I think this was the worst officiated game outside of the Seahawks-Rams game of the year. Just like that one drive, like it was definitely in the Chiefs' favor, I think. And the one drive where the Chiefs got like 5 plays on accident, obviously, like the ref wanted to stop the play, and he came in waving his arms. You know what I'm talking about?
Yep.
But he stopped because he was afraid to get in the middle of the play.
Yeah,
he let it play out.
You have
let
to
it play
either
out. The
get
Chiefs
ran
got
over,
stopped.
run somebody over. Like if you're stopping a play, you have to stop the play. You can't just because
Like,
then
dude
you run
blew his
into
whistle.
that problem where everybody thinks that the play happened and they're like, oh, actually, like that play didn't count.
Yeah,
What
Bengals
happens
got a
if they
big
scored
stop.
a touchdown there? What would they have done if they scored a touchdown? Would they have been like,
I think-
actually?
No, I think they still would have brought it back, but man, that'd be a hard thing to do. In Kansas City, you're just like, oh, just kidding. I was waving my arms.
I just
That'd
think
be
that there
tough.
was a lot of calls that in that situation you don't make regardless of where you're playing. Like giving them that extra play probably shouldn't have happened. It would
The
have
extra
been
play, they got another stop, but he did hold him. But goddamn,
But then
How
the
perfect.
late hit, I don't know if that's a call that you necessarily have to make. Like you could just let it go to overtime and let it play out that way.
it was pretty late though.
It wasn't though. Like
It
I
was.
said
He was
yesterday, by the
He was
time
obviously
by the time Mahomes stepped out of bounds, the linebacker for the Bengals, Osai, had already launched himself. He was already in the air going for the push.
Yeah, but it's about the fact that Mahomes was clearly going out of bounds, and then when he made contact, Mahomes already had a foot out of bounds.
Yeah,
That's
I don't know. Whack.
So let's talk Super Bowl preview. As you guys know, we're pretty degenerate gamblers. It's fun. We have a good time.
I'm currently
so the
on
Super
the
Bowl,
slots right now, actually.
you're playing slots while we're recording?
Yeah, I had a $10 bonus.
That's just next level. What the fuck? Come on, man. Dude, my laugh sounds like a smoker's cough, doesn't it?
Yeah, a little bit.
Sounds like I smoke 3 packs a day. I don't smoke cigs, people. I promise. I might this weekend. I'm going out, I think. So
Oh,
that's
boy.
TBD. But we're going to talk next week. You can, dude, the Super Bowl, for those of you who don't know, you can bet on Gatorade color, the over-under for the national anthem. We talked about it yesterday. Chris Stapleton is singing the national anthem. That's over city. Over city. That dude is going to draw out those long words. He's going to have tears in his eyes. Country singers always go over. And don't ask me how I know, but I know. I'm pretty sure I've hit the last 3 years on the over-under. And I took one under.
We're pretty good at that.
There's a lot of research that can go into it, and it's going to be fucking awesome. If you're going to try to bet it yourself, you can't do it on like DraftKings and shit. So let me just incriminate myself. There's an offshore gambling site called Bovada. That's where you can get
It's
most
not
of the
illegal.
stuff. It's not illegal, but it's not legal. It's one of those things, kind of. Would you agree?
It's a gray area because it's not in the U.S.
It's very gray. Yeah, that's if you use your card, you get charged from like Bolivia or some shit. So, but we'll probably put together our favorite dumb props. Like last year, dude, I bet on Snoop Dogg to smoke on stage, and that didn't hit. But like we're gonna find that fun shit. We're gonna talk about it.
Hear me
Let's
out.
do a little preview now, light preview, not get too deep because it's all we can talk about next week.
Hear me out real quick.
Excuse me.
So
Yeah.
next week's show, we do our preview. And
Yep.
I don't know if this already got cut off, but I set up a Twitch account for our email.
Yep.
We could stream as we put in our picks, and whoever wants to watch can gamble along with us.
We could do that. Are you sure your laptop can handle Twitch though? I know it takes a lot.
We'll find out.
We can find out, I guess. Yeah, I'm down. I don't care. Yeah, that did get cut off last time. Remember, you said it as we were doing roulette. So we have a Twitch account. We're going to figure it out. Maybe we'll try it next week. If it doesn't work, we'll just record a normal episode, but that'd be cool. Maybe I'll get a new camera because this one pisses me off with the twitching. Do you get that green flick?
Yeah.
Do you see that?
Yep.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure. Let's just make a couple quick predictions. Obviously, my locks and long shots, I got the Chiefs and I have the over. So I think it's going to be an entertaining game, high scoring. I think the Chiefs pull it out. And who are you taking? You want to take the Chiefs or you want to take the Eagles?
I'm
You got the lock
probably
as AFC.
Yeah, I'm probably going to end up taking the Chiefs just because I think Mahomes looked good in that last game, and he was, banged up in air quotes, but he did look good. He beat the Bengals even on a banged up ankle. He'll get 2 weeks now to rest it, and I just think the Chiefs are more experienced and they'll probably come out better. And I don't know. I think it's going to be an exciting game. Do you know what the total's set at?
It was 49.5 yesterday.
In Arizona, they have turf, right?
Excuse me.
I think it's fast turf. So
It is
probably
fast
take the
turf.
over. I feel like you have to take the over in the Super Bowl.
It is. Yeah, I was just gonna say in the Super Bowl you have to take the over. So yeah, we'll be betting on shit like Gatorade color, definitely the over under on the anthem, and then there's new shit every year. Like there's be a bunch of stuff with the halftime show.
I saw something that DraftKings is going to have a bet competition for 2 ads. I don't remember what it was, but I saw a commercial about it. I want to say Doritos was involved, which means it'll be good. But it was promoted by DraftKings, so
All right.
DraftKings is getting in on the novelty props.
Also, before I forget, because I just thought about it, Frankie mentioned his long shot was the 10-day challenge. You're actually on day 2 now.
Yep, we cashed day 1.
That. Day 1 actually got sweaty, didn't it? Didn't it have to go to OT for LeBron to hit?
Yeah, so the one leg
watching.
that had to sweat was LeBron James 25-plus points. Now, you would think of all legs LeBron James to get 25 points while playing in Madison Square Garden is probably the least sweaty. No, that was the most sweaty. He ended up with like 29 or 30 something. But
yeah, he took over in overtime.
I put out day 2 on our TikTok today, and about 20 minutes after I posted it, the Pistons game got canceled and messed up half of my parlay, so it dropped the odds to under 200. So I had to make another slip, which luckily, before I went to bed last night, I started looking at the lines and loved the board. And so, yeah, I made a whole new slip. It's out on our Twitter and kind of updated it in TikTok a little bit, but I will be posting those on TikTok and on Twitter. So
yeah, so not a good omen that on day 2 you have to do a new slip, but just survive this day and keep going. No excuses.
Well, at least I know for tomorrow I can avoid any games being played in Texas because apparently a half-inch of ice shuts down the entire state. So
yeah, what the fuck, dude? You can't get a flight out of Dallas, Texas? Come on, bruh.
I looked it up. They literally got a half-inch. Oh, my God. I forgot to take out the outro music. So that just started blasting through my headphones real quick. It scared the living shit out of me. Anyways, yeah, half-inch of ice, and they can't move out of the state, apparently. So
it's lit. Small bit of college football, just because I don't think we talked about it last time. Jim Harbaugh announced he will be coming back. He still doesn't have a new contract, and he went over the athletic director's head to get it done with the president, so not a good look there. You usually want your head coach and athletic director to get along, but we got another year. So, and then after this year, Harbaugh could win the national championship, ride off into the sunset in the NFL, and we'll bring Tom Brady in. So that's what I was thinking about today.
Also, Wisconsin
Tom Brady would be such a good coach.
2 tight end prospects that we've been watching. Got them for the future. And Alabama was announced as the number 1 recruiting class this year.
There you go. Why don't you hit on your do not bet list there while I get roulette loaded up, and we'll wrap this puppy up.
So, do not bet list. Harrison Barnes. I was on a 10-day 10K challenge for somebody that I was following, along with half of the entire country that can legally gamble.
I saw our shot. That shit was crazy.
We got to day 6. He was at day 9 last time, started a new one, got to day 6. The last leg we needed was Harrison Barnes, 10-plus points. He had 8 going into the fourth quarter, and then he didn't touch the ball for the entire 5 minutes of the fourth quarter that he played. Went to overtime, still didn't touch the ball, sat in the corner the entire time. He also missed a wide-open layup and 2 free throws, which by my math puts that at 12 points. And now calling our shot, the guy that was doing that 10-day 10K challenge, actually went back and is now betting Harrison Barnes 10-plus points until it loses again, even though the odds are like minus 900.
That's awesome.
Just to spite him.
I saw he started another one yesterday and it lost.
Yeah, he lost on day 1 yesterday. So
that's tough.
I didn't tail it. I hated it. But then he started another one today. He said he was going to take a break, and he came back and he said, "Yeah, I took a 12-hour break." And so he started another one today. And all of his picks correlate with mine. So I posted mine first. I think he might be watching our videos.
Yeah, I don't think so, but hey, all the power
I don't
to
know.
you,
I
brother.
did have 1,000 views on yesterday's video. So
did it really? Nice.
he
Dude,
might be
numbies.
one of 1,000. Big numbies.
So
now.
we're gonna skip this one here, Frankie, but we're gonna do. So we did a roulette spin yesterday. We didn't hit, so I decided to do it again. We're gonna do 10 numbers, just because we are due. Like, we need a hit, so I'm gonna swing us back in the good direction here. Luckily, those first 2 spins were numbers we never do, so I'm glad we missed those. So get your 5 numbers ready, Frankie.
Okay.
Hopefully this doesn't hit any of mine. 0, good. We never take 0.
That's
Good,
good,
dude. Now we're due. Let's go. All right, start rattling yours off.
All right, 2.
Okay.
24.
Yep.
30.
Yep.
36.
Yep.
And 13.
Yep. Oh my God, I only did 2 numbers. Oh fuck, panic. Okay. We should have wrote those down so I was ready, but that's all right. All right, here we go. Here's the multipliers here. Let's get a cheeky little multiplier. Oh, 4.
4 of them?
3.
3, 14, 33. Oh, my
34.
God, dude.
All right, so
I'm
we
pretty
need
sure
3.
7 hit yesterday. We should
need
have fucking
3.
taken 7. God damn it.
3 on the 100X, baby. Come on. 3. Let's go. Hit that 3. Oh, my God, this ball's spinning forever. What do we got? 8. Son of a bitch. We are ice cold on the roulette numbers, man. That's tough.
God damn it.
Ice cold. All right, I think that's it. Sorry for the bullshit in the middle there, but we got through it. Nice quick episode.
We'll get back on track next week with a normal Wednesday release, hopefully. As long as
week will
A,
be a
Jake's
normal...
not dying, B, we don't have any technical difficulties.
Yep. And next week we will also have a name for the news category, and mine will be written better. And we'll probably have one more thing to get us to that hour mark, because we have no football to talk about next week. Pro Bowl maybe a little bit, I guess.
We have a giant prop.
That's true.
Giant props
preview. And the preview. And I will be watching the Pro Bowl, so we will talk about that a little bit. So,
okay.
In the meantime, everybody, let's have a great weekend. This is Tanks, Endorse some Tutties.
Don't forget.
Be sure to like, subscribe, leave a review.
Don't forget to go check out the Twitter and the TikTok every day this week if you want to follow along on the 10-day 10K challenge. If tonight's hit, you can jump in on day 3 tomorrow, which would be today when you're listening to this. $40 gets you in. If you lose, you're out $40. If we win, you got $10,000. So,
yep. And be sure to check the Twitter, because if we are gonna go with that Twitch thing, we'll tweet it on. That would be like Tuesday night around 6ish. So.
I was gonna say we do it
Tuesday
like Thursday because we're both free on Thursdays.
Yeah, but what if it doesn't work? Is what I'm saying. Then we're fucked.
Well, we can work something out where we test it on a day and then run it on Thursday.
All right. We'll work it out behind the scenes, guys. We'll see you next week.
Peace.